This is the Chavin civilization. We're talking about 900 BC or 2,400 years before the Incas showed up. They really created one of the first civilizations along the coast of Peru, and meaning widespread cultural contact. And they are based in the Andes and on the coast, but originally from the Andes. These are high altitude farmers and llama herders. They've domesticated llamas and alpacas. Well, if you haven't been here, this is up in the middle northern Andes. It's a fascinating place to visit. It's a town called Chavin, and they have a temple complex that's kind of the center of their empire. And the way they built this back in the day, they built the main temple. It was a pilgrimage site, apparently, for 1,000 years or more. And people came from all over the Andes to go to this pilgrimage site. And within this temple complex, they had a stele, a god inside there. And if you go in there, this is all out of stone. You go through with a torch and you wind your way through all this labyrinthine chambers. And you finally come to the central chamber. There's this huge stele with this god with all kinds of anthropomorphic features. And also there's like caimans and stuff, imagery from the jungle there. But according to at least one archaeologist, they built this between two rivers, and they had one river higher than the other. And the water came in and went through these chambers and resonated with a frequency that made it sound like a roaring god. So nobody but the priest knew about this. So as you wound with your torch down through these really dark chambers, going to meet the god, you would hear this really kind of unearthly roaring sound, which you couldn't figure out where it came from. And I call that "I am the great and powerful Oz" from Wizard of Oz, if you remember. And this is a picture of the stele there. You can kind of see like a priest, there's arms, that kind of thing, and all kinds of interesting figurines and a lot of Amazonian motifs, which leads one to believe that way back then that they were having contact with the Amazon jungle and the tribes that were out there, the cultures. Gradually over time, eventually war did come because one little river valley would start to take over the next, and so on and so forth. And the first early civilizations arose. And now warfare does rear its head. This is like 2,400 years before the Incas, but this is from the Chavin culture. Here's a warrior right here. He's holding a severed head. You see the eyes and the mouth and that kind of thing. So now that civilization is getting more complex and presumably because land is becoming scarce as good agricultural land, people start to fight each other over it.